There, sports fans. As my New Zealand crafts distiller would say, I hope you're all having a kick-ass week. Here I am tonight, not a mail day. Nope. I've had a request by someone to do a video on my personal top 10 best cards in my collection. It's kind of hard to do because I've got a few cards in my collection. And I'm going to start you off tonight by looking down here at a set, and these aren't worth a whole lot. These are 22 karat gold fold cards. We got some pretty neat ones. Over here I've got Fred Lynn sitting next to my Red Sox bear, which is really cool. Fred Lynn, my generation, one of the best fielders of his time. Over here I've got Babe Ruth. Over here, and I've got Louis Tiant over here in the far end. And Louis Tiant, again, was there a bigger character in baseball with the mustache and with the look away from the plate and throw that big giant loop and lollipop curve? I don't think so. One of my favorites in Red Sox pitchers in the history of the game. But here I come to you tonight with my top 10, if I can hold it to that, and I can't. And I'm going to start off, you see I'm wearing my Joe Kelly Fight Club t-shirt, and I've got my Joe Kelly autograph card here. And this is not in my top 10, but Joe Kelly, definitely one of my favorite Red Sox players, because Joe Kelly started us off this year. I mean, the fight night with the New York Yankees was that classic. The Boston Red Sox today, we won. We split with the Indians, and we just hit our 90th game. It's not even September yet, and yet the Red Sox have struck for 90 wins. That's incredible. Incredible. And I credit, really I do, Joe Kelly and that magical night when he said enough's enough. We're going to have a series with the New York Yankees because this is going to be a great year. And he just really started us off and fired us up. Over here, this box right here is another kind of special part of my collection. This is a box that was given to me, as these cards here were given to me. They were passed on to me by my dad. My dad was a huge sports fan, huge Boston sports fan. And so I've got this box of Topps 1988. And again, nothing special. I mean, I haven't opened it. They're still sitting here sealed. They were passed on to me sealed. There's a couple cards in there that are worth a little bit. But to me, it's worth more sealed. And so I just have them here sealed. I just kind of wanted to show you that in this top 10 video. And we're kind of going to move on quickly through some cards, because this is not my top 10. But I've got some neat cards. And here, where do you find that? J.J. Watt's rookie card with the New England Patriots. It's not even a baseball card, but it's a classic, because what few people know, that J.J. Watt was actually projected to go to the New England Patriots. And had Bill Belichick been there at the time, I think we would have got him. But as we all know, he moved on to some crazy Texas team. Had a great career. Another card I have that's really not a Red Sox card, but I'm going to show it to you. Luis Gonzalez, Gonzo. This comes from their World Championship year. And what's so special to me is I actually lived in Arizona at the time that the Diamondbacks won that World Series. Being from Boston, got to be there, got to experience it. I actually went to Game 3 at the Bob when they were playing the Atlanta Braves and watched them. That's the only loss they had against the Atlanta Braves, is when we were there watching that. And so who did they beat in the World Series? But they beat the New York Yankees. So as a Boston fan, not only living in Arizona, but beating the New York Yankees in a 7-game series with ultimately one of the best closes that will ever go down in the game on the mound, with Luis Gonzalez again hitting that little flare over Derek Jeter to win it all and plate the winning run. It was incredible. I can still remember that moment.
And you went with Rob Tuggle, didn't you? Did you go with Rob Tuggle?
No. Oh. No, we didn't. But we didn't get to actually be there for that game. That would have been incredible. But I got a Curt Schilling's card again from that World Series team. And so that's another card that in my collection, again, it's not a great card or anything, but Curt Schilling's, again, a great pitcher. He should be a Hall of Famer. I believe he'll make it there someday. But that's just another card. And here's a card. It's a New York Mets card, Mookie Wilson. And if you really know the history of the game, as a Boston Red Sox fan, grew up in Boston, diehard, you know why this card means a lot to me. That goes back to the World Series that we didn't quite make it. The ball between Bill Buckner's legs. That ball was hit by Mookie Wilson. A 10-pitch at bat. Mookie just battled, and finally hit that ball between Buckner's leg in Game 6 to plate the runs for the New York Mets to beat my Red Sox, crush my heart in '86, and then they moved on and again took Game 7, and the curse of the Bambino was on for another extended period of time. Another card I got here, and this is a Red Sox card, but this comes from 3 players that were on that 2006 World Championship team. Here we go. You got Papelbon on there, Kevin Youkilis on there, and then you've got the pitcher that's now, again, Mr. Lester, not with us, but with the Cubs. Again, another great card, but not what I would consider my card. I'm gonna try to quickly get through these to get to my top 10, but of course, Red Sox Nation, is there a greater card than that? There's a player on here, of course, it's not with us anymore, but again, you got 2 solid people in there, of course, being Pedroia and Ortiz. Great card, solid card. And then this card here, this is an 18 of 18. Again, it's a really, really nice card. It's got a David Ortiz signature on it, Dustin Pedroia signature on it, and it's got a signature of somebody that's no longer with us. But again, solid card. Was one of my favorites, but when we lost that third person, moved on, and so it kind of slid down my line. But it is an 18 of 18, pretty cool. Got an old school Pedro Martinez card again that I really like. I'm not going to put it in my top 10. If it were a 1-on-1 autograph Pedro card, definitely would make the top 10. This is a really nice card, and again, it probably should be, but I can't have more than 10 in my top 10. But this is an of 3. This is a 1 of 3 David Ortiz card. Really nice card. Should be up there, but I've got just too many in there. Here's another really cool card, and this is, again, because of the patch. It's a patch auto. Just an absolute crazy patch on there. There probably doesn't get a better Red Sox patch than that one right there. Again, Edwin Rodriguez, and he's kicking it right there. Another one here, one of my favorite players, still pitching. He's working it for us in the late ends of the game. Got a Matt Barnes card here, rookie card, autograph card. Again, really nice Red Sox card, but not in the top 10. This card I hang on to. He's no longer with us either, but David Nava, solid Christian player. And as you can see, he has a quote scripture, his favorite scripture on this card when he signed it. Again, solid card. I'll never get rid of that card. It means a lot to me. And then this card here should, again, I can't put it in my top 10, but this is a Blake Swinehart card. And again, he's with us right now. Contributed today with a 2-run double that really took the game for us today to split the series with the Indians. He was playing first base today. They threw him in at first because Moreland got hurt. The guy's a gamer. He is a gamer. I got a bunch of Swinehart autographs. Really like it. Solid. Here's another one that it's not going to make the top 10, but there's my wife's favorite player, Mr. Devers, Rafael Devers. Got a nice autograph bowling card of him, but here we go. It's really a sweet card. Like it, but it's not a top 10. And then again, here's a card that, again, a player that's just all blue collar, all Boston Red Sox. Brock Holtz plays everything, does everything, comes up with some huge hits for us. Again, today I think he was playing, he was over at second base today. He's played third, he's played short, he's played first, he's caught, he's been in the outfield. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better player than that. He's just so typical Red Sox player that I love him, love his game. And so now here you are. I just showed you some stuff. The video's getting long, but I'm going to move through. This is my 10 of 10, and this card here, again, it's not an autograph card. It's an old card. It's an old Ted Williams card, but that's Teddy Ballgame. That's the man. Again, the card's not like special. It's not worth a ton of money, but to me, that's the man. That's the guy that hit over 400 multiple times in his career. I don't think there'll ever be a hitter like him again. He's unmatched to me. He's the best hitter in baseball that's ever been to me. And so that's my number 10. And moving on to number 9, I've got this really nice card. And again, this is, we just saw another one of his, which is Brock Holtz. And this is his rookie card, auto card. Means a lot to me because, again, he's just such a gritty player. You know, he's a Pedroia-esque player. Dustin Pedroia is like, I mean, again, he is the Boston Red Sox. And Holtz is coming right up in that theme of a guy that's just not overwhelmed with size, not overwhelmed with talent, but just so much heart, plays the game so hard, love him to death. And then coming in here at number 8 is one of my favorite cards, and again, it's Johnny Pesky, and it again, you got the pesky pole out in right field and in Fenway, and so he's just one of the big names in our sports history for the Boston Red Sox, and so Johnny Pesky he's in my top 10. I got this card a couple of years ago. Love it. Again, it's not a big expensive card, but to me it means a lot. Love the card. I'm going to move on to this card. Coming in at number 7 for me is Carl Yastrzemski. This is a card that was given to me as a gift from one of my boys. Means a lot that he took the time to go out and spend the money on it because this card cost a little bit of money. And again, this is an older card that was hand signed by Yaz and then got turned in to get the autograph certified, and so it's a certified Yaz autograph on an older card. You know, again, a unique card. You know, there's only one of them, and here it is. Doesn't say 101 on it, but it's 101 to me in my heart. Moving on, this card here is again one of my favorite cards. I mean, you know what'll ever happen. He's had some great games for us. He's still pitching right now. Has some good games, has some bad games. This is a 101, and you all recognize this is a 101 printing plate. It's got on his head, you'll see the line coming down between his eyes. It's like the Brian Johnson Reaper card, Ghost card, whatever. But it's a really, really cool card. This is the 1/1 printing plate of that card. And so this is a solid Boston Red Sox card. And again, means a lot to me, and that's in there. And now you're moving into the top 5 in my collection right now. And you're going to roll on with a 9/15 All-American, and I'm going to bring him in, the man, the Red Sox, the little guy that just keeps moving and doing. Regrettably, again, he's had to suffer through some injuries in the late end of his career, but Dustin Pedroia, just a ball player, a stinking ball player. This card means a lot to me. I'll, again, hang on to this card. One of my kids will get it down the road when I'm no longer here. I'll never sell it, never do anything with it. Love that card. And coming in again for me, again, right now, behind Dustin Pedroia, moving on in, we got this awesome booklet of David Ortiz with a great signature on it. This I picked up a couple of years ago, and this is just a beautiful card and definitely worthy to be in the top 10 of my collection. 148 RBIs that year. I'm David Ortiz, the man, the biggest clutch hitter in baseball. I don't know if there's anybody that's hit so many clutch home runs in the playoffs as David Ortiz. And so that would be the man. And moving in here at my number 3 card, again, is a booklet card, beautiful autograph. Got a bat, got unis in here, 3-piece memorabilia of Dustin Pedroia. Again, this card is a treasure to me. We'll hang on to this card forever. You know Dustin and you know David. It's hard to get autos. It usually costs you a little bit of money to get these cards. They don't sign a ton of stuff. So this is my number 3 coming in with this Dustin Pedroia booklet. My number 2 card coming in, number 2 in my collection. I just actually got this card. And it's pretty funny. We did a break. I bought a case of a box of cards for my grandson to break, the Sports Card Kid in Corpus Christi, and in the bottom of that stack was this beautiful David Ortiz. And I'm telling you, this is an awesome card. Look at the signature on this card. It is top shelf. Not a 1/1 again, but it's up there. And I love this card. It just meant a lot to me to see that thing come up, and for my grandson, the Sports Card Kid, to pass it on. And now I'll bring you to my number 1 card in my collection. And again, I'm going old school with this. it's not a great big expensive card, but I've got this another Carl Yastrzemski signature card, Legends card, and that would be my number one, because that goes back to when I was a kid, suffering through a lot of. We had some great players, but we could never get the pitching. We could never get the right combination. We could never beat those Yankees. We, all the way down to the ninth inning home run, Dent home run, that on the tie-breaking game at the end of the year when we both ended up with the same record. And just, I grew up and had just a lot of those games. And so, again, '86 for me, when we played the Mets, was a World Series I thought we were going to get. I thought we beat them twice in their park. I thought we had it for sure. But again, I lived on to see again. Here we are in the midst of a great run. We've had 3 World Series titles, and here's my collection. Kudos to the boys. Me and my boys used to get cards, break cards, and so I've kind of been just a little bit at a time collecting these. I've got a ton more, but I did want to share that with you. I'm sorry this is getting long. Thank you for hanging in there. Sports Card Kid, thank you for the Ortiz. Beautiful, beautiful card. My number 2 card in my collection. And that's the game from here in Abilene, Texas.